Maybe. Hello. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so Paige was just telling us how she managed to read Locklands in how many days?
Essentially 24 hours,
In
if
A
that.
24
five
hours.
a 541 page
41
book.
page book. Yeah.
That's insane.
So I started it. Actually, yeah, because I started it on Friday night. And I was just like, just get an hour or two in. Because then that's only 5 and a bit hours that you have to read on Saturday. That's fine. And then we did some dice sprints in the Sufferathon Discord, and I was just like, just every hour, just go for an hour, because then you only have 5 hours that you have to go for. Just do an hour. And then I did 2 hours, and then I stopped for 2 hours, and then I did another hour. And yeah, so
Wow.
we got there, but my brain was melting by the end of it.
I bet.
Yeah, that's a hefty book.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I'm doing a disservice reading it this quickly or if it's okay. So
Wouldn't have mattered.
yeah. We got there.
That says something.
Oh. I mean, I thought, did you see Leanna's comment?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why didn't I think of that?
Oh, for doing that? Just reading the last
Uh-huh.
chapter.
Read the
Yeah. Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know. How come you didn't think of that?
I don't know. I just read the whole dang thing.
Okay, so everyone's final thoughts. Yeah.
5 stars from Paige.
4.25 from Amy.
I am giving it more stars than I gave Shorefall.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 3. So back to what I gave book 1.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like I said when I finally formulated a thought, I really felt like he tried to do too much, and that there were some at the same time there were some missed opportunities. Like how did you do so much and then I still felt unfulfilled, like in yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious then, which parts would you? I mean, which
Oh,
parts
I would love to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have brought Orso back. Okay. Like the whole thing, like with Gregor, like that still I still was not satisfied. I still do not feel like there was justice for Gregor.
We gotta get that on a shirt.
there still was not justice for Gregor. Justice for Gregor.
I still felt like, Delia was like a very interesting addition. And I'm like, if you're going to add her to the crew, like, why didn't she have like a more significant, I guess, role in like how everything finally like ticked out? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was just like, oh yeah, like Crusaders and like Clavides and like, do we know the wife's name?
Yeah, they did say it.
Liviana?
Liviana.
Yeah.
Like not Clef, but like Crusaders and like Valeria, aka Liviana, like they were so bad. And like, and then like as Tavane, and like then it wound up like, no, actually, like nobody's really bad. Like we're all just like a happy family, like walking into the afterlife together, and like it's fine.
that did kind of crack me up, as in, like, I was like, okay, so I was actually really satisfied with a lot of this book for myself, like, because I love the action. I loved so much of what was happening. I loved that we got so much more of Clef's his backstory,
Me too.
and was quite happy with Clef. But I agree that it was like, at the very end, they're like, we screwed up the world, and then we're all just walking off into the sunset and leaving all the issues with you. And I was
We've suffered long enough.
that was pretty funny. I was like, oh, they're just gonna leave after opening this giant, and it's like, all things are forgiven. That was pretty funny. That wasn't the best choice right there, but I still thought it actually kind of cracked me up a bit.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually didn't really care for Delia, so I was kind of happy that she didn't end up being a bigger part of it. She just didn't do much for me, but
then, like, why add her at all?
right. No, I don't know.
Geo.
Oh.
To replace Geo as
I like Geo better.
I liked Orso better. Like,
Victoria. The guy that got deleted.
Vitorino.
Oh, Vittorio, yeah.
Which I liked him.
Yeah. But he was replacing Orso.
No, I get it, but
and I just saw it with substitutes, and I'm like, so that was the one thing that I didn't like about this as much as the other ones, is I kept myself at an emotional distance because I didn't want to be as hurt as I was.
Smart.
So the newbies, I was like, I'm just
not going to like you much.
You're not going to make it out of here, so I'm just, you can stay over there with your feelings, and I'll stay over here with my feelings, because I cannot be hurt like that again.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I was disconnected from the character, and it was my choice. I was actively choosing to not be in that much pain again.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, I'm okay. I'm good.
Even the years that Berenice had to, like, spend so alone and so isolated, like, I just felt like, can we just maybe not do our main people like so dirty? Like, I don't.
I think Robert Jackson Bennett actually hates his characters.
Yeah.
Hates these characters. Yeah. He builds them up just to see him fall into.
It was so funny because I was like doing sprints with one of my best mates, Cara, and like it hit the point where the plates were falling off, and I was like, and you could just see me like, and then we get to the end bit, and like Gregor's sitting there staring at the plate, and I'm just like, oh, Danielle's not going to be happy with this.
And then he just walks off and joins
into the sunset.
Mm-hmm. We don't get any resolution there.
And you know, the thing with the cadences, I am telling you,
creeps me out.
I liked that.
But that could be a whole storyline, like, on its own. Like, I told Amy, it reminded me a lot of like Divergent, you know, where like you have like your thing that you're good at, and yeah, but the way they evolved, like, without Berenice there at the end, like, and just like, oh, we don't even use language, you know, we don't even use spoken language anymore, and oh, we just, like, she saved them, and like, I get it that they, you know, made her like a what was the place called, like the
sort of like a
at Old Tavane, it was like the
almost like a tribute.
Yeah.
They recreated the Foundry site.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, like, I get it. Like, that was nice, and they figured out how to get her through the door and back to Sanchia. Like, okay, cool.
Because that was like, fulfilling their grow old together. And they could hold any moment together. What would they hold? And it would be that living in the attic together.
Beautiful.
Well, see, and here's the thing. Like, there were definitely things at the end that could have been done better. Like, when Gregor comes back. What about Paulina? Like, you know, we kept her in the story. So why didn't we bring her back for Gregor at the end? And here's the thing, though. Like, would you have wanted this to go on longer? That's what I mean. Like, in order to fix those things, though.
No, thank you.
It was, considering how gritty and messy the story has been this entire time, it was very tied up with the bow.
It was very tied up.
And it just didn't feel like writing.
Yeah. I almost wish, like, it had been a little more gritty at the end. I guess it was in some ways. Like, Bernice really just was treated terribly at the end. Poor Bernice. He just doesn't like his characters.
No, he doesn't.
But it did all come together.
He doesn't like his readers because he knows how much I'm going to be in pain.
And how much Danielle's going to be in pain, too.
I have been...
But in a completely different way.
I have been assured that the Tainted Cup is, like, different from this and that I should give it a try. And I'm like, okay, but there's going to be some time that passes before I even think about it. Like, it's beautiful.
It's nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm reading the Tainted Cup next month. I've been waiting to finish this series.
Wow.
I've been shopping. It's been so hard for me not to read that alongside this.
Well, and it's a completely different synopsis. I mean, like, it doesn't seems like
I think it's like a mystery.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Someone dies and a tree sprouts out of their chest.
Hi, Stacy. Oh, sorry, guys. I forget that I can click stuff. Oh, hi. Hi. Justice for Gregor. For this reason, I will never forget this series. Like, he was.
We'll have to get you up a little sticker set that just says Justice for Gregor.
That's a good idea,
and I want like a picture of like Kronk on there too. Like,
yeah,
he was just so good, and his mom did him dirty, and then he like took this big risk and he molded himself with that monster, and
then Robert Jackson Bennett did him dirty.
Like, yeah.
Do you want to know something random that's funny just based on that, like, the Kronk thing?
Yeah.
I'm currently listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman, and the guy who narrates it sounds like he's made the character sound like Kronk. I'm like, who actually narrated it? Because I'm curious if it's the actor, or he has sons that sound similar to him, too, because I've seen him. I'm really curious if it's...
It's Patrick.
It's funny.
Carl, audiobook narrator.
Patrick Warburton.
Okay, no, this is Jeff Hayes. But he sounds very much like there's a very, like, Kronk vibe to his voice.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
I want to hear from Paige. What do you think, Paige?
Yeah, Paige.
What do I think?
Yeah. Especially considering you had to read it so quickly.
I was just in my feelings the entire time. It was interesting though, because like, okay, I took notes, right? Like, that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. But most of it is I don't trust anything. I don't trust anyone right now. I don't trust that I'm going to be okay. Like, the way that I held myself back was just astronomical. I didn't trust Greta the entire time. Like, I didn't trust the cadences.
Oh, okay.
Because they resemble too much of the Hierophants.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh no, like, I know that they're being built.
I could see similarities between them and like Valyria. Yeah.
I didn't trust design.
No, neither. And that was where I was so conflicted, because they were so like also. I was just like, my heart, because I didn't trust Urso in the first book.
True, same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was very much like, nah. And then
anybody that cusses that much is trustworthy.
That true, very true. I should have known that from my own experience.
Right.
But I feel like towards the end, we just sort of lost like the drive, like hearing about the dead lamps and how they were fueled, right? Fucking horrific.
Mhm.
But then we're just gonna turn a magic key and it all stops. Like, that's what we were building to. We didn't know this the entire time. The last one's called Locklands for a reason. But I was just like, okay. I feel like we lost some of that essence of it at the end. We still love that, absolutely.
I agree, though. Like, I do agree, because I feel like Danielle says, there were so many ideas that it was really hard for him to bring it all together in the end and tie every single one of those bows, because there were so many bows that needed to be tied. And
he could have just left it. Like, there was enough opportunity for it to go tits up in a way that was still successful for them. They didn't have to win the war. Like,
just like leave it up to your interpretation.
I know that a lot of people would have been fucking pissed. But I'm also like, that's also okay. That is a narrative choice that you can do. But I feel like because he had put so much time and effort and thought into each and every single one of the ideas, he wanted to give it his best go at getting it all wrapped up.
So then it'll be interesting to see how he ends the Tainted Cup series and see if it's just something that's really difficult for him to pull back all those ideas.
Is that supposed to be 3 books as well?
Standalone, like they're following the same characters, but they're all like their own subsequent stories. Like it's the mystery in this one, then a mystery in another one, and it's not like it's following the same characters, but it's not following an overarching storyline. I don't think.
Kind of like how Sherlock Holmes is separate.
Yeah,
they're
the episodic
mysteries.
Yeah. I think that's where it leans more. I could be wrong. I haven't obviously read them yet. But we'll see if sticking the landing's a thing. He might be like a Stephen King or a Brandon Sanderson. It's just not his strongest point.
Right. But Bill's very, very good characters. Like, there's characters we felt very strongly about.
Oh, 100%.
One of my things that made me laugh was there's something like they were talking about starting a task, and it's like they put down the book they'd been reading to go complete a task, but now couldn't find it. I'm like, oi now, Robert. Why you gotta call me out like that? And I hate to admit how long it took me. It took me up to page chapter 46.
Oh.
Chapter 40-fucking-6 to realize that path plates were fucking cell phones.
Oh, is that what they're supposed to?
They're cell phones. That's like what they're based off. Because if someone's holding them, they can talk to someone at any other distance and location.
But like through their mind, right?
Yeah.
But it's still the concept.
They're still holding the, like, that's what it's like. All of his things are based off real world things. He's just changed it to work into the fantasy setting.
Like the death lamps are like planes that can drop bombs or do things like that. And
yes, I looked like a bird for a second there, but yes. And it was just like, oh my god, because when I had the realization, I'm like, oh, fuck. Because that's the thing, like, he's made it so that it works within this narrative structure to be something so much more than what it is. But he still roots it in reality, which is why I found it so easy to understand. Because once I drew those parallels, I understood not necessarily the scribings or the science behind it, but I understood its purpose more.
Yes, and then it makes me think about scribings.
Yeah, I don't have a real world basis for that.
Yeah.
And this was all just stuff that you picked up on your own, like picked up on your own without like having read anybody else's thoughts on it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Because I was just like, and then like the circlet was sort of like the headpieces that we put into the world, and then they can communicate. The cadences are an interesting one though, because like leaning so much into the hive mind made me very worried.
I also think
Because-
I mentioned that Greeter reminded me of the Thunderhead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And it's so cool.
In Scythe, yeah.
I gotta read that. I'm thinking about like a lot of scrivings reminded me just of engines, just regular engines, like especially the ones that were on like the carts and vehicles that they used as like a vehicle, because they didn't really have engines in this world. No, it was sort of steampunky.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it was steampunk.
Yeah.
And then using those to manipulate it, but I think that's where the ending did the thing, because it went so far beyond that. It went so far out of the realm. Hello.
Hey, Jean.
Hi, Jean.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
I was wondering if you guys had anything to say. The scribing system reminded me of coding. Oh, that's good. It's all based off of arguments, if-then statements, etc., and codes can be hacked. Yeah, very good. I like that.
Chapter 33. I said, we're in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I think that was chapter 33 might have been when we were getting the tower and they could see. We got Clef's backstory, and it was like finding out about him being the namer and being able to actually just see the scribings. And I was like, oh my god, it's the Matrix.
Yeah, no, I totally see that too. Clef, how did you feel about Clef at the end?
Sad.
I mean, can you like, what are you referring to exactly?
Well, the fact that Clef was the creator of most of these issues, or pretty much all the issues.
Oh yeah,
because it was great.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, it's that like well-intended
grief, yeah.
Like, yeah, things went wrong.
So wrong.
I mean, he was trying to like spare himself from something that's natural, like we lose people, we're human, we die, like, and yeah, it just like I think went to extremes after a point.
And then like Liviana's reaction in becoming Tavane was just so extreme. Like, and then when she's explaining it to him, she's like, you lost sight of me and our family. And totally understandable. That's horrifying. But the length she went to as Tavane, I just was like, it seemed like those three just never understood that they were a part of this greater world that they were affecting, and they weren't even alive. Like, it just was so, especially at the end when we come together and we have those three and they're having their conversation, they're reuniting, and I'm just like, you three just messed up the whole world and have been messing it with for centuries, and you're not even alive, and it's just
millennia
for your own family grief, which is, it's important. Family grief is a huge thing for the individuals and for the family, but I'm just like,
I think that was where, in the sense that Bernice and Sanchia always had that comment of, are you going to stay or are you going to run? Are you going to stay with me to the end, or are we going to run and try and find a magic
monsoon
fix?
or whatever?
Yeah, because they kept falling into that cycle of just trying to look for the magic fix. They kept making Clef and all of that. They kept making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Sanchia and Bernice were like, no, we stay. We fight. And if we die, we die. But we're not running away looking for the magic fix. And that was the difference and why they won eventually. Whereas Clef and Liviana and Crusaders just kept fighting in this circle of stupidity. And that's where it's the difference. It's the, yeah, you can always try and run away and look for a magic fix, but you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
You just need to stand your ground at some point and go, this is enough. I'm not putting up with any more of this bullshit.
So Liviana, like, just to make sure I understand, like, what exactly happened to her, like, Clef used her life and, like, drained life from her so that, like, to create the door, maybe? And then she was weakened, and then that's when the plague got her or something?
She already had the plague in her body
Right.
because she was a
Yes.
healer, so she was helping. And then when he used her life, I don't think he realized
Intentionally. He wasn't
Yeah.
trying to.
It was just the consequence of it is you need to use life.
Okay.
But
And
he
didn't
thought
realize
it
that
was
fully. Yeah.
you need something else.
Yeah.
And then so that sped up the aging process in her, as well as the plague that was currently dormant. It became active because she was weakened.
Mhm.
Right.
And so then he fucking panicked and ran and found the kid's
Box.
clothes chest to put her in.
Turned her into
Although I
weird.
find that very interesting because I always thought the box was like slightly smaller. It wasn't like a
Me
chest
too.
chest.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
I thought
pictured
it was a
it
lot
smaller.
more
Yeah,
movable.
compact. Yeah.
no, I was thinking like a pirate's gold chest. Something like
That
that.
makes sense. Yeah.
And then, if you think about it from the terms of like in this world, our world, people have gone to war for very personal, stupid things that were so selfish in a lot of ways and just about themselves or about what mattered to them. And so I guess that makes sense. It just felt so like the whole world is being destroyed for this. And not that I don't want to say that their grief is important. I do. It's just, but I'm like, this is one little family unit that aren't
One
even
little
alive
incident.
anymore. It just feels very like, oh, okay.
But also, I wonder if they knew who Crusaders was. Because if she did, how could she put him in the box and make him stare at a wall for millennia on it? Like, for him to think it was millennia on end. Like, as a mother, how could you do that to your child? Clef didn't remember that he was
But
bad.
remember how she said that her son had used her for millennia
I was
and
going to say, she
millennia?
knew exactly
Yeah.
who he was.
She was punishing him. She was putting him on timeout.
That's a bit rough.
Well, yeah, but that's basically what she, I think she had gone a little, mad at that point too. None of them were okay. I mean,
No.
I love
They
Clef.
really needed therapy.
I was just like, that part was definitely like, what? And yet I still had fun with it. I had so much fun with this.
Yeah.
I love the action of this series in general. And there are so many moments of this that are high tension. And he does a really good job of building up that tension. I feel like reading this book, I had a lot of high tension throughout the whole series.
See, yeah, I did not. I maybe it was because I couldn't get invested. Like, I just was like, here's him being like extravagant again. Like, yeah, I didn't feel that tension at all.
My heart was pounding for a good portion of
No,
this
I
series.
did not have that at all.
Oh, I did.
That is wild. I think the only thing that really made me like uncomfy in this book was like when Berenice was having to be underwater while she was trying to unlock
Holding her breath.
the lock. Yeah, I didn't like that part. I didn't like the part when the Citadel was like flooded. Yeah.
That was a lot.
I think it's cool, like the different experiences. I just think it's interesting. I think it's fun in especially in talking about the books, because then we can like really look at each other's perspectives and be like, okay, I see. Oh, I see why you see that, or maybe learn something different about, or even think more critically in some ways too, because I was just having a good time. And yeah, the endings in a lot of ways, different parts of the ending did kind of rub me a little wrong, because I just wanted something a little different for it. But overall I was like, but I just still had a really good time. So it just didn't feel that important, even though I guess if you're ending out a series, like the ending is important. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Endings do tend to be like really like make or break for me. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I hung on to hope because otherwise I wouldn't have like stuck
Continued
it
on.
out,
Yeah.
and it could have ended worse. but
Yeah.
but I still didn't feel very satisfied.
For me, like, I find it like a satisfying ending for me because I couldn't think of how I could write it better.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I know that there are things that weren't necessarily choices that I would make, but I also don't know what choices I would have made instead. So I'm just like, okay, like,
I can see that perspective too. Yeah.
I just loved it. So
I would have had Orso being hiding out in one of the citadels, and like he could have like teamed up, with Berenice or Bernice or however you want to pronounce her name, and like they could have solved the lock, and like I don't know. Maybe she could have also, like, I didn't like it that she got cut off from everybody. Like that she had to do the whole purge stick thing and that was permanent. I was like, why? Like you guys are so smart. Why does it have to be permanent?
that
Like
is, yeah.
um
If you've gone past the point of where they knew, why wouldn't a reversible purge stick be created?
Right. And especially considering how many years it takes them to build up the shrine for Old Tavane and then be able to get it make a door. It's like at that point you'd think they'd be able to figure something out for the purge stick situation.
and honestly, like the Gregor thing, I don't know how Robert Jackson Bennett could have done that differently because he was just what he had already put that character through. Like, I mean, really, how was there any coming back from that? Like, yeah, I just
I do
probably
find it
the ending that
interesting.
he got was like as good as it
Could
could
be.
have got, could have been, but yeah.
I don't know if him, like, I know it took years and years and years for him to swallow the plate, but if I had been through what he had been through, I don't know if I could have trusted Scrivens again.
Right.
Like,
Well, and I was surprised he left Berenice. Like, I don't know. They
I suppose for that he is able to be welcomed back into a society, so he had a chance to live his life. Yeah. And if he stayed with Bernice, he wouldn't have been able to.
Right.
So he had the choice to be included again, which is something that I hope he would have gone on. Like, I'll just make up his own story that he found a nice little lass, like he found Paulina and they just went on pirate adventures in the high heavens for the next millennia, just caring about others.
Were they talking about like this new like space that they were gonna like explore? Like, I know they said up. So were they talking about like actual like outer space?
That's what
or were they
like.
talking about, I mean, they had to have been, right?
Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I interpreted it as.
I sort of interpreted it as a celestial plane, like through the door. It was
like someplace different than where Sanchia was, or
because they couldn't. That door that they were going through didn't open onto the same place. It was opening up to a higher. I don't know. It could have just been mass suicide. You could also interpret it like that. Like,
you could.
It's everyone was wiped out. There were no bodies around. They just all up and left. And for me, I was like, oh, that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about Paulina. Like, I'm surprised she didn't stay with Gregor and to begin with, because she didn't like being the path plates anyways. No. So it's kind of surprising that she didn't stay with Gregor and Bernice when everything went down.
I was like, did I miss her dying?
Yeah. No. Where did she go?
Like, it was like she was just wiped out at the end. There was no mention of her.
Yeah. That would have been a good little fix.
verbally against.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. That'd been a quick little easy fix. Like just bring her into Gregor's life, and then the four of them could go off into, or bring Sancha back, and they can live, and then or during that whole time, Gregor could heal. Just
Why do I feel like there was some mention of her, like, finally just, like, accepting,
she didn't tell when it
not
was like
speaking aloud or whatever. I don't know.
who was it that said something and they were saying it, but it was such a tense moment. They were saying it all in their minds, and she didn't tell them to stop because I think the moment was just so tense that she just, it was all just so overwhelming. I don't know that it meant she
remember saying
accepted
that.
it.
Okay.
Just meant she
I
just.
may have dreamed that, actually.
No, but it happened, like, where she just, like, said she didn't do what she normally does and say, "Speak!"
Right.
out loud.
No, I do, okay, yeah. I do remember that.
I kind of thought that Berenice would run in. I really thought she was going to run into Orso once she reached the room that had, and that his magic had been the ones that had, not his magic, his scribing abilities had been the one that had set up that room the way it was set up. Like, I thought that she was going to run into him there. I just kept waiting, and I was like, oh, no, it's not going to happen.
She did, though.
Oh, she did in her heart. Yeah, she did, because she said, what would Orso do?
Yeah.
And then there was something else I was thinking about. I did like how the citadels were kind of set up like these giant ships, and then it was like this big pirate battle. And I love that whole scene where Chrysades is combating those ships, like the citadels. I really that scene was so fun for me. I was like gleeful. It's just like having such a fun time.
Yeah, I think I even had a little bit of fun during that. I was like, yeah, just burn the world down, like.
That's what you said. You're like, let it burn.
Yeah, exactly. Like an Elmo moment. Like, yeah. So the citadels, like, did you like take it to mean that, like, he had actually, like, taken up chunks of one of the compos, like, and like that's yeah, because he even clarified, like, oh, he didn't, like, make that from scratch, like, or Tavane, so they, whatever, like, didn't make those from scratch, like, used what they already
because Tavane was
had
known
at
to be
hand.
as efficient as possible.
Yes, that was the wording. Yes.
Yeah.
Just dropping by to say hi. Oh, you're doing it. You're doing it.
You got this.
Keep going.
Enjoy.
We're
I was so sad I couldn't use this for freaking TBR Trail. The quest.
Me too.
Like, that
we're on opposite
messed
teams,
me
and I still
up.
was upset about that. Yeah.
That messed me up this month. Like,
we had so many we had 2 free picks.
No, and I did my free picks, but I used other books.
I had already used books that I was partway through.
Yeah,
for those.
I did too. So yeah,
especially
I'm excited about tomorrow, though.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited to get my new prompts.
We're gonna be here at my cousin's house because we have no internet still. We're going on our 3rd week of no internet.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Not happy.
What is going on with that? We
have one internet company that comes out to where we live, and that is able to go out to where we live, and they just keep messing everything up. Like, we finally canceled my mom's account because they wouldn't fix the problems, and the guy who came out to do our work, the actual tech, he told Mom, he said, if I was telling my mother this, I would tell her to cancel the account, because it was just, and he couldn't get the company to fix what was going on. And we had been rescheduled and rescheduled and rescheduled so many times, like 3 times they rescheduled us. And he told my mom, because he was this nice tech guy that, probably shouldn't have told these things, but he was telling, because he's frustrated with the company as well. He told her that they prioritize people who have fiber, and we don't have the option of having fiber. They don't have any fiber that goes out there. So, like, every time they set an appointment, but if they get other people calling in for appointments for fiber, they will knock us back and keep knocking us back. And so I was like, well, that's a bunch of bullshit. And then when he finally came out, they couldn't fix the problem, and they told her it wouldn't be till June 2nd that they could resolve anything. And I was like, Mom was really angry. So I said, just cancel it and let's start an account in my name. Well, we waited. We had the appointment for yesterday. They were supposed to come. We waited from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Nobody ever showed up. And then I was so mad at that point that the only way you can contact this company easily is through chat. And so I was like, and I was just so mad.
Wow.
And so I was like, no, don't reschedule. He's like, we can reschedule. I'm like, no, I'm not sure I want to do business with this company anymore. But we don't have a choice. Like, it's a monopoly in our area.
Can you do Starlink where you live?
No, because we have big trees. So we can't, there's no... Yeah, we have giant trees, because the guy even said that. He's like, my uncle lives like a quarter mile away from us, or half a mile away from us, and they just set that up because they were able to get a satellite. We have too big of trees around our house, so we can't get it. So we're just kind of like, it was frustrating. So then I finally set it up, so they'll be coming next Thursday. But I mean, who knows when they'll actually make it here to set up, our place. But we just don't have a choice. Like, there's no other option.
Yeah. You're at their mercy.
Like, we even looked at like T-Mobile, and because stuff like that, and none of those places come out to where we live. Like, they just don't have it in our area.
Wow,
it's hard. So it's frustrating. We're just so like, but I'm trying not to be angry about it. Because I have a 3-day weekend and I want to enjoy myself.
I'm glad you have the option to do it from your cousin's house.
Mm-hmm.
Leanna's excited too.
I know. It's going to be fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to vent all that, but it's just been a frustrating
Let it out.
couple of weeks.
So
and internet
is super excited for here.
For what?
For internet at the place that we bought, and it's like fiber to the premises and all of that. And he couldn't get it to connect to, like, he's literally on the other side of the house, and he couldn't get it to connect. He's like, what the fuck? So he set it up. He set it all up. He's getting frustrated because he's unpacked the entire house because he couldn't play his video games. He didn't have access to it. And so he's done all that. And then we've lifted the modem up just a bit higher. Oh, it works like a charm. It's worked ever since.
That's horrible.
That's all that it was. It was just too low that it couldn't project the signal far enough through enough walls for it to be successful. And the second we raised it, it was fine.
Everything was fine.
Wow.
I actually nearly murdered the tech that came.
Oh, I bet.
He constantly had to make calls to get someone else to tell him what to do.
So he wasn't very experienced.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah. And Ash is sitting there. He's dismantled 2 toilets in the process, and because we're on grey water.
Oh, yeah.
So the flushing wasn't as strong, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a brand new house. Well, it's not a brand new house, but it's brand new to us. Like,
yeah.
We need toilets. Like,
Can we maybe do one at a time so that, like, we know?
He did, but I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh, that is wild. So, are you getting excited for Abby Jimenez?
Yeah,
I am.
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
It's Danielle time. Like,
I hope I love it. I hope I freaking love it so much. Really.
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
I definitely think it's going to be, like, my enjoyment level for the series has been astronomically high, but I still think it will hit the right fun notes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And I'm glad we're starting it in the summer. Well, yeah, it's not the summer for Paige. You'll be cold.
July's my birthday.
I'll be reading just for the summer in the summer, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Unlike you guys, which will be reading it in winter.
That's a good point.
Maybe it'll make us feel warm.
Maybe that's true. We'll feel like we're back on vacation again. It's your birthday month. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm excited to start Abby Jimenez in my birthday month. Yeah. And next month, like, hopefully TBR Trail does me right because I'm reading City of Dragons,
Oh,
which is
wow.
book 3
Oh.
in Rain Wilds. Like, that's happening no matter what. So,
Oh dear. I am not even on book 2 yet.
I'm
Of
still
Rain
on
Wilds?
the Tawny Man trilogy, so
I have really enjoyed Rainwild Chronicles. Like, and I'm sorry if I'm like repeating myself, but like, it was my understanding that like people really didn't enjoy it as much as some of the other, trilogies.
Mhm.
But I think it's great. I don't know if Amy's gonna like it because it's all about dragons, but
especially since
I
the
freaking love it.
dragons in this series aren't my favorite dragons. But
Oh yeah,
hopefully,
oh yeah.
hopefully, I'll still enjoy it. I'm still gonna love. It's still Robin Hobb.
So
Like,
where are you in Tawny Man?
I've read the first one, so
Oh wow, oh
but I
wow.
actually want to reread the first one before I read the second one again. I
I
loved
think
the
that's a good
first one.
idea.
It was so good. But yeah, it'll take me forever. Not my Page, but Shell's always like, if
Yay.
you reread the first one, you're not gonna ever get to the second one. I'm like,
I mean, she could be right. I'm so glad to hear this. I am so glad. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. And it's 4 books instead of 3.
I think one of the biggest complaints I've heard from people is they didn't like this. They didn't like that they turned it into 4 books because at some point, I don't know how they're laid out, but they cut them in ways. I've heard people say they've cut them up in ways that it just doesn't end well to then have another book at that point. Like it feels like they shouldn't have split the
Just-
books up in the way they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one thing that we could do though. Hear me out. So when you get to it, Amy,
Mhm.
you just have to read all 4 of them in one go.
And then I won't mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if you just read one after the other, it won't matter if they're split up weird because it's just like you're doing a continuation of a book. Like, you're just reading a really, really long book.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, Leanna's comment. I'm on Fool's Quest, book 2 of the last trilogy. Is Fool's Quest part of Tawny Man?
No, that's
that's
part of
Fits in the Fool.
Fits in the
Okay.
Fool series. Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
Oh, I love the Fool.
It just sounds like one of the Tawny Man books, but it was Golden Fool.
Is the second one. What was the first one?
Was there Fool's Fate? Was that the
Is it
third one? What was the first one? Oh, here, I have them right here. Okay, so it was Fool's Errand,
Fool's Errand.
then Golden Fool, then Fool's Fate. So there's also one called Fool's Quest, which is part of... Yeah, some of those titles are very similar. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Robin Hobb has just like spoiled me for like everything else. I love. That's all. I kind of use her books as a reward system at this point. Like, like here, you made it through Locklands. Now
Rainbow
now
Chronicles.
you get to read
Yeah.
City of Dragons. Yeah.
There's like...
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. She's always like got my back. Yeah. Thank you.
Leanna's good.
And because Fool's Errand, it just...
Yeah. It's very similar. Very. Okay. Well, you got anything else? My beautiful people?
Yeah, I haven't heard how to... I know Stacy had a really hard time with this. Any thoughts, Stacy? Last minute thought?
And Annie's not here, right?
I don't think she finished in time. She was
Oh.
still... I
I
saw
thought
some
she-
updates.
Oh, no, it was Stacey that I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stacey, do you want to tell
Zoe's
us how you
just...
feel? This is a safe space.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Zoe commented in the Discord being like, not okay after reading chapter 33.
Yeah, what was in chapter 33?
I think that was Clef's backstory.
Oh.
Or like some of it.
Yeah.
I think. Or it was Crusaders'. One thing that mess me up in the audiobook, though, is they pronounce Trevain 2 different ways. They pronounced it Trevain and Trevain.
Oh.
And it
There
threw
was
me
an R in
every
it.
time. Because it like
It was like
Trevain or Trevan. Yeah.
Trevan.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
It did my brain in.
here's the thoughts. Too repetitive. Stop
fair.
pathing already.
That's fair.
There was a lot of
That was a
pathing.
weird word to say in my head too. Pathing.
Pathing.
Pathing. I'm
Is
going
it
to be
pathing or
pathologist
pathing?
fired.
What?
Pathing.
Is it? Huh?
What?
No.
Wait. Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
Who? What'd you say?
Paving.
I thought she was telling me that's how the audiobook said it, and I was like,
No.
How did it say it?
They said pathing.
Pathing.
Pathing. I heard it so many times I stopped hearing it, okay? I did also immersion read the entire thing. So normally, like, when I immersion read, I'll potentially read some parts of it while I'm working on Martha, my cross stitch. And then sometimes I'll actually read along in the physical book. But I don't usually anymore just sit and listen and read simultaneously. But I did for this because I was like, I need to pay attention. I need more recollection for it. And I need to take notes. So I just sat and did it. But yeah, at some point in time, I saw most of the ending. Like it was playing out like it was part of Pacific Rim or something.
Oh.
Not that I've ever seen Pacific Rim, but like with the water and the big blood, blah, 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 blah.
yeah, I mean the visuals with this writing continued to be good for me. And that was something I noticed like in the first book. Like I could picture everything really, really well. I'll give him that. Yeah.
I had a lot of silly little moments in my brain, like when they were like, oh, it's the door, but it doesn't have it's the key. I'm like, well, it could be a push-pull door.
Yeah, exactly. When they couldn't figure it out, it's like, well, there's other kinds of doors. Maybe it's a sliding door.
Yeah.
My brain kept wanting to picture it as like a round, like hobbit hole door.
Yeah.
I sort of viewed it as like that came down and that came down. Like it was the sort of door frame.
Is that a death lamp?
I think that was the prison.
Oh. What's in her hand?
I'm assuming the scribing stick.
I thought that was the thing that
key.
I thought that was the thing that made Berenice
the purge stick.
her powers.
Oh, because I think this is Bernice. I don't think this is
I do too. After I said that in the Discord, we weren't far enough along in the book for me to know that was Bernice rather than. Yeah, Stacy says, "Glad I finished it, but not sorry it's over." 2 stars. Bring on Abby Jimenez. Yes,
that's the shape of the door. I was envisaging.
Okay.
Yeah, that was sick because especially when it kept getting taller and taller and taller. And
that cover I think was my favorite one. The blue one. Yeah.
I like all of them. They're so pretty. But why are these matte and this glossy?
I do not have that.
Mine's not glossy. Mine's matte.
Oh, I'm so
Remember how I didn't have the emoji? I don't have the answer for this either.
Slightly taller.
Yeah, no, oh yeah. That's stupid. That's just stupid. Does mine do that? I don't remember.
But my drop of corruption, my Tainted Cup series match, so.
Well, thank goodness for that.
And I had I had so many little quotes that I just adored, like fight the battles before you, not the ones from so long ago.
Yeah, that was.
We have invented a new way to be human, but we are still human. And watching those we love support us in our suffering. That's a trial for anyone, augmented or otherwise.
Very good.
Yeah.
And dance and drink tea at the same time, you bastards. I like that one. And I was like, needs more swearing to be also. That was design.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I can drink tea and dance at the same time.
Yeah.
So, Greeter you didn't trust, huh, Paige?
No, I
liked Greeter, actually. Greeter reminded me of the mountain. Like, that was the mountain.
Yeah. I think for me, because I just got so scared because we've seen so much corruption within it, I got nervous. But then when explaining, like, no, everyone gifts into themselves. Like, it is a choice. It's compassionate. It's not a sacrifice mandated by someone else. This is the difference. This is why it's successful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I loved that Crusaders was like, wow, like you've done something. Like, I loved that he appreciated that and was just like, holy cow, that was pretty cool.
Because he spent a millennia
trying
thinking
to just
there's no way that it'll ever change, that humanity will never change, it'll never get better, there's no way that it'll ever improve. And in this short time, Bernice and Sanchia and Bernice changed it all. And he's like, wow.
And I think that was sort of the moment that Robert opened the door for it to be a happy, sweet ending. Like,
as opposed to
it being
a soft ending. Like a soft ending.
Yeah, a soft ending.
A fluffy ending. As opposed to more
sadness.
Painful the way that some of the other stuff was.
And it was still painful. Like, obviously, Bernice being without her love for years and years. Like, and now that I'm thinking on it, I recently read I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. And there were a lot of parallels between the ending for that one and the ending for this one. And so it was just very, now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, oh.
Wow.
Who did it first?
I've read a lot of morbid books at the moment. Yeah. And I enjoyed that he tied it back to the butterflies and the moths, although I nearly broke when Clef called Sanchia his little butterfly. I was like, no, I'm not okay. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he got that relationship he had lost. And he got the healing he didn't have from that whole situation with his daughter from his relationship with Sanchia. Yeah, he found his way out because of Sanchia.
Yeah, just like, but also like, and I enjoyed seeing it all come back, and like the reasoning behind the moths being the symbolism. Like, he actually tied it back to both moths and butterflies because they form into something different, into something better.
Mm-hmm. They what do you call it? Transform.
Metamorphose.
Metamorphosize.
Mm-hmm.
Metamorphose.
I Who Have Known Men was excellent and thought-provoking. We have positive feedback from Stacy.
Stacy did not like this, but she liked I Who Have Never Known Men.
Yeah, and I don't. They're very completely different books. It's just similar sort of parallels in characters' progressions that I can draw between, and you sort of have that moment of, oh shit.
One thing I can say about this series, for my reading experience right now, is that I'm not in the mood to read fantasy right now, like, at all.
Got your fix, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Early.
This gave me the fantasy fix, and I need to take a little bit of break from it. Because it was a lot. Like, there were so many things, like you said, there were so many things happening in this series, and all the scribings and stuff like that made my brain have to think a lot. And I've already been having a hard time using my brain lately, let's be honest. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to read other stuff. Like, yeah.
I want to escape, not have to think.
Well, no, I'm reading Pachinko right now, so it's different kind of.
Oh dear, that's That's
No, it's a
not
good choice. Like, this is a good time for it. Like, it's just so different, though.
And you said you didn't like Ocean at the End of the Lane, or was that Paige?
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I gave it 3 stars. 3. I think 3
So
stars.
how is like Pachinko comparing so far? Like as far as your enjoyment?
Oh, but no, Ocean at the End of the Lane is not like Pachinko.
Oh, I thought that was the one we said was like it.
No, I can't remember what we said, but
We were comparing that to something else.
Oh, okay.
that was sort
I got
of.
confused.
Oh, what was it?
Oh, Piranesi.
Oh, it was a different P. It was a different P.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
That
how
one,
my
that
brain works. That's how my
Yeah.
brain works. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that it was sitting right next to me, and I still
Disregard.
couldn't
Yeah.
because I still just have it tucked under my desk.
It's
when
and it's
we're talking about
the word, like it's one word title, and it's
title
starts
that
with
starts
P.
with a P. Yep.
Yeah.
You could see why I got. Mhm.
I totally see that.
Just significantly shorter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your
Like-
Nessie is significantly. Oh yeah. Okay.
Pachinko's 400 and something pages, so
A
Yeah.
thick one. Okay.
And it's
going
not
from one
like
thick one to another.
Oh,
I don't feel like Pachinko's it's an easier read than Locklands in the sense that like you don't have to deal with scribings and stuff, but I don't find it an easy read though.
I'm finding it. I'm getting through it fast, actually. I'm already on
Okay.
page 120
I'm glad.
or 30.
that's
I think
Yeah.
because literary fiction's not really my genre, so I struggled with it. I enjoyed it and appreciated what it did, but this was easy for me. This was easy. Because then you were like, I'm reading Pachinko, and I'm like,
I'm like,
How
it's
is-
easier. And it's totally
Okay.
different. It's also
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
different. You know, it's a generational family saga, which I like those. So,
I know you too.
yeah.
I want to
That's
show.
like my anti-buzzword.
I want to show Leanna and Stacy and whoever else is still here my kitty, but like she's sleeping,
Oh,
and I'm like, should I really pick her up?
Sorry, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. I would
was
totally
like,
wake my cat up.
Do it.
But I'm also one of those people who, if my cat's sleeping on my lap, I will still get up. That's not it. Oh, the baby. Bring the baby over. Franny.
Franny. Hello, gorgeous.
She's
Oh,
so pretty.
you're so cute.
Oh, she's so cute.
My soul. And I don't even like cats.
Whenever I brought her home today, like I tried to have her in the crate in the car, and she was crying and crying. So I just like took her out and held her and drove with one hand.
She's already training you. Oh, she's so cute, little face. She's like, who are these people?
I don't mind kittens. Like, I'm never going to own one, but I appreciate other people's. Oh, so cute.
That's a beautiful face.
She's
She's
gorgeous.
so cute.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see how well she eventually gets along with
Master Fitz.
Fitz. Thanks, my brain.
So we have Fitz and Franny now, and Roxy technically.
Because Paige moved in.
Yeah.
This is Poppy.
Hi, Poppy.
This is my sister's little puppy.
Oh.
What a cutie! Is it a papillon or part papillon?
No, it's Shih Tzu cross toy poodle,
Oh, the toy poodle. That's where it gets that.
but it's
Like-
got the ears of a papillon.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it looks like a papillon.
Are you getting down?
She's so cute.
Bye, baby. Good night, baby.
Look at his little eyes.
Oh, that's already the mischievous look, the side eye.
In its little raincoat.
Its head is bigger than its whole body.
It's super cute.
This is the first grandbaby of the family.
Oh yeah,
From
I
my
know about
sisters.
that. Yeah.
So was
I
that
just-
today, Danielle, though? Like, was that today?
Yeah, it was today.
That's right. You told me that.
Yeah, I like I've known about these kittens. I was telling Amy that so my daughter's boyfriend, he had two sister cats that both got pregnant, and between the two of them, they had 13. And so I have video. I'll have to send it to you guys. I have video of the kitten room at his house.
Oh my gosh.
There were just kittens
Little
everywhere.
balls of fluff.
Is this why she moved in with you guys?
Why who moved in with us guys?
Was it was Paige
No,
her
No.
sister?
no,
Oh,
not I'm confused.
me too.
Wait,
These
where were
these
kittens?
baby kittens. So Mia, my daughter,
Oh,
her boyfriend,
Mm.
Mason.
I had the people. Yeah, cool.
The kitties are at Mason's house. So
Right.
anyway, Mia, she had like a little black one all picked out for me. And she's like, "Oh, you really need this one, Mom." And then I got there and like Franny, she just like she started like licking my fingers and she was like the one like with just this like magnetic personality and she just was like doing all this like crazy shit and like just making me laugh and I was like, "No, I think it's that one."
But why not us? Why not have
Yeah.
both?
I very much believe in you have to make sure you connect with the personality of the pet. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Me
because
too.
I'm not actually. I like animals, but I'm not a pet person. But I like my cat and I like my dog. Like these are my, and I love them. Absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And I like other people's dogs, but I don't have that same connection as I do with mine. So,
It's like you're happy to babysit,
get that.
but also
I
happy to
get
give
that.
them back.
right, for sure. Yeah.
It's like teaching.
Yes. Go away. Go away. Go home.
Go do
I'm done
other
with
things that's not me.
I don't regret not having kids now. Before in my 30s, I was afraid I was going to feel very strongly about that. Becoming a teacher has changed that completely.
That was hilarious.
I can't even imagine now coming. I do know someone at my school who adopted a kid, and so she has a toddler. So she's in her 40s also. She has a toddler. And I'm like, I can't imagine that. Like that now at this point. I work with kids and I deal with so much throughout the day that I'm like, I need to go home and unwind and not talk to like I talk to my mom, but even then I'm like,
Yeah, can you imagine?
Please don't.
I'm sorry, Mom, but I need to. I'm having a hard time.
I was like,
But your mum gets it.
Mm-hmm.
I was so worried about disturbing the baby. She went right back to sleep.
Of course you do.
She's chill. She's totally chill.
She's perfect.
She's fine.
No, this is me. This is the kind of cat mom. No, this is me cat mom, but also me mom. So I had to lay on the floor with her earlier so that she would take a nap.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
I laid on the floor for 2 hours. And I would take a nap too. So it was like one of those, you sleep while the baby's
Well,
sleeping.
baby sleeping.
And I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And I guess it's very telling that I didn't leave her in the cage in the car, even though that would have been the safer thing. And I held
Yes.
her so she wasn't sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Uh-huh.
said she got you trained already. Yeah. Totally.
Oh, that's funny.
I love it.
Is she potty trained already?
Yeah. I need to
Cats
get her.
are so good about that. Yeah.
I need to get her like her own box. Right now I just use like a little. I don't know what you would call that thing. It's like one of those storage containers.
Mhm.
It's like probably
Yeah.
yay long and like yay wide. And I just put some fresh litter in there. But I really want to get her like her own box because both the boxes in the basement smell like fitty. Like she probably wants her own place to go, I would think. I would want my own place to go. I wouldn't want to go where Fitty went. That's just gross.
I guess that is a good point. I think I never. Yeah. Let me think about that.
Well, and she's not quite ready to like move her box downstairs. So
If you just get one anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get her one. Yeah, this has turned into a cat house for sure. My mom, my son, Ian, he was like, oh yeah, Mom, you're like officially that crazy cat lady. Like, I have 3 cats in the house. I'm the crazy cat lady.
3's fine. 3 is fine. It's when you get the 4th that I'll start being
No,
concerned.
4, 5. Keep you away from litters of kittens, then.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, like I waited 4 years before I got another one. So if I really had a problem, like I feel like I would have had one before now.
I think that is a slippery slope.
I think you've done fine.
Another
I
cat.
haven't. I work with a crazy cat lady. She has 6.
Ooh.
She got another 4 because she couldn't leave the 2 alone without their brothers and sisters.
Oh, yeah.
So she went from. So she had
That's a
4.
good point.
2 of them passed away. She went to get another
Wait.
2, and then ended up getting
No.
4.
No, I was trying to make my case because Mason's mom was like, "Oh, don't you want to take another one? Like she might be lonely." And I was like,
But
"No,
you've
no,
got 2 at home.
one's good." So I did have some restraint. I did.
Yeah. So I think you'll find you're not crazy cat lady.
One more.
Yeah.
Oh,
also true.
I love it.
Um,
That would be fun. That would be a lot.
no,
of fun.
that does show restraint, and then she has a better chance of actually getting a relationship with Roxy and Fitz. Because if she had her own little sibling, she probably would ignore those 2 and just not even try to form a relationship with them. And who knows? She may not. And cats are. You never know. Like they may like each other, they may not.
That's true.
My cat loves my dog, but if we bring other cats in the house, he hisses at him and he gets really upset. We had kittens we were babysitting for my aunt, and he was every time he'd hear the kittens cry, he's like he'd come into the room where the kittens were and he'd be like he was so mad.
Wow.
Is he a bit of a hermit?
No, because he's an indoor-outdoor cat. But anytime our outdoor cat, because my mom kind of adopted this outdoor cat that's not friendly at all. She won't let us touch her or anything. But she'll look inside the door because, like, she's waiting for dinner. And he'll go over and he'll, like, bop her head. He's like, we're friends, but don't you dare come in my house. Don't you dare.
That's hilarious.
But he loves his dog. So, like, he loves Cece.
That's so funny. I can't wait to get a pet.
I can't wait for you to get a pet either.
You need another grandchild in that family.
Our backyard, our fence currently has gaps like that.
Oh no, that won't work.
And we want to do a proper solution to it rather than just doing a makeshift,
like pushing stuff.
Yeah.
Get a retaining wall built up.
That's exciting.
So hopefully 12, 18 months we'll have a pet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We finished.
It was a good time.
We finished the series.
We did it.
Go.
I feel very accomplished. Actually.
We're good at finishing series.
Yeah.
It
Together.
feels really nice doing like the 2 trilogies.
Yeah, I like it too.
We finished 2 series together as a book club every year. Like, look at us go.
It's amazing.
And for someone who starts a lot of series and doesn't complete a lot of series, it feels really good to know that I will be
sure that those will get done. Yeah.
So if you make your goal to finish series, you only have to say finish 2 series a year, and you will always hit that goal.
Exactly.
Set the expectation at the bare minimum.
Set yourself up for success, okay?
That's right. It's like when you have a to-do list, and then you end up doing stuff that's not on your to-do list, but you put it on your list.
Put it on the to-do list.
Because I'm like, I did do something, and I want to recognize myself for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly like that.
Awesome. Well, should we say goodnight?
So the next time it's going to be on Paige's channel, right? The next.
That sounds
set.
Correct.
Yep.
In July.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be reading Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And tomorrow, let's all hang out on Amy's channel and do some TBR trail.
Kim's.
Oh, it's not going to be on your channel?
No, it's going to be on Kim's this time.
Oh, it's going to be on Kim's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Expedition Through Pages. And let's do some TBR Trail The Quest. And get our new prompts. From what I hear, you said you're going to be asleep?
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, shoot.
But that's okay. I'll be there in spirit.
From what I hear, it was very close.
Oh.
Yes, or was very, very close.
Oh.
So,
Oh, really? Who'd you hear that from?
I saw it on the Discord.
Oh, did she say something? It was very close.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Where did she say that? I didn't see it.
I'm serious. I will pull it up on my phone right now.
I want to see that.
Welcome, Stacy. Thank you for being here and for talking with us about the book.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. Oh,
Paige.
Yeah. In the chat channel.
Okay, I'm gonna
She
look.
said scores for both teams are big. Well done, everyone. And then she said, and I finally added it all up. It is close with capital letters.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, that's nerve-wracking.
That's exciting.
Next month, this is a little sneak peek.
I like a good sneak peek.
Next month, Paige, we may have to do it later. So maybe like 5 or 6 your time.
That's okay. It's a Monday.
Oh, no. Oh.
I don't get up for work that early.
That's a good point.
Get up for work at all.
And
anyway,
we could probably really use Paige on some of the challenge questions, even though Jenny is like a rock star.
Working. Come on.
What's next month?
It's going to be on the 22nd.
The month after, I might be able to, depending, because I will be in Bali.
The month after, we haven't been able to agree on a date and time and stuff yet. So,
in July, I'm gonna be in Bali.
Nice. I'm in July. I'm going to be in Spain and then in Alaska.
So when are we going to do that, Abby Jimenez?
Oh, that's
are you going to be there for the whole month?
I will be there at the end of the month into the beginning of the next month. I'm there for 3 weeks.
Well, we could do the live show like in August, the beginning of August. We've done that before in the past because we have that whole extra month.
That's true. I will be back. I will be functioning on the 16th
of August.
I'm back. I don't think I'm going to be back home by the 9th of August. We fly out we leave home on the 19th of July.
Okay.
So if we do month sprints on the 12th, I work in the library.
Oh.
Who knows who I am anymore? Wait, when are you? We'll figure it out. We'll let everyone.
I was going to say, we could always try to get it done early. Like, we could always read part of your world, like, in the first couple weeks of July and just have it done. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm open. I'm flexible.
We might just need to switch it to someone else's
channel.
I just don't post and I just jump in.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that too. Like,
do that too.
You and Amy could flip-flop months if Amy was open to that.
It depends on where you are.
True.
I mean, that would be a Friday for me, the 25th. I technically will be here, I think. Thanks for reminding me. I got to look up the 26th and see when exactly I'm leaving for the trip, because I've also kind of proposed the 25th for TBR Trail, but that would be in the daytime and a lot of people would be working. So like there's like a funky, we're just having issues with being able to plan dates.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it when it gets a little closer if you want to.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But I could probably do the 25th.
That way you could get some other stuff ironed out. But
yeah. We'll figure it out.
What's happening?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good.
Well, good night, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.